What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to LTQ Wrestling Crew. I apologize for not really uploading that much this week, but dealing with some personal stuff. We got WWE Evolution 2 this weekend, along with, AEW All In. I believe it's in Texas. We got the NXT TakeOver show. We got Saturday night's main event. I mean, there's a lot of wrestling this week. If you're a big-time wrestling fan, as I'm recording this on a Tuesday where it already happened, you're going to be set this week if you can even have the time to catch all of it. I don't even know if I'll have the time to catch all of it with everything that's been going on, but man, a lot of wrestling. So let's get right into it. So WWE Evolution 2, all women's pay-per-view. They haven't done it in a while. I'm surprised it took them this long to get back to doing this show. The first one was very successful, and I think this show is going to be very good, even though the bill's not really been very memorable. A lot of the matches just been thrown together, like the women's world champions just picking their opponents and all that stuff. I thought that was kind of lazy. And WWE's gotten like that recently, where it's just been kind of just lazy booking, just rinse and repeat cycle, not really doing anything new. It's just been kind of in that pattern of just like, yeah, we're just going to get through these shows. So let's start off with the Women's Intercontinental title match, triple threat, Bayley versus Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. Now, I think this is going to be a very good wrestling match. All three of these women can work. Becky and Lyra had very good one-on-one matches against each other. I really enjoyed their feud one-on-one, and now Bayley's involved, which makes a lot of sense. I'm glad Bayley's getting more love on the shows. She deserves to be on a premium live event. You know, she's getting older. She's younger than Becky is right now, but she needs to still be a part of something. You know, just one of the best women WWE's had in Bayley. And so for my prediction for this match, I think Becky retains, but I do think, like I said, it's going to be a very good wrestling match. The feud's not been horribly built at all. I mean, I feel like this has probably been the most momentum type of build-up they've had on the show. Everything else has been kind of meh. So I'm actually really looking forward to this match the most. I've even seen some fans even like arguing like this match should main event the show. I wouldn't even hate that because of this build-up they've had. So they probably won't do that with two world title matches on the show and Trish Stratus on the show as well. But I do like this match, and I think Becky is going to pin Bayley in this match, and maybe Lyra and Bayley feud a little bit down the line. They've been teasing a little bit of that. I wouldn't mind that. I know not everybody's the biggest fan of Lyra Valkyria, and her character is not really anything. She's the bird lady and all that, but I've actually enjoyed some of her work on the main roster. I think she's taken good steps. I know Jim Cornette hates her, but he hates women's wrestling anyway, so it's kind of like take what he says with a grain of salt. But I do think Lyra's taken good steps. Becky, I know she gets a lot of Becky Hogan comments, and everybody says she don't want to put over younger talent. She's helped elevate a lot of, I mean, fans forget when when Tiffany Stratton was in NXT, Becky went down to NXT and had some matches with her and put her over. I know she beat her a few times, but she really made her look good, and then she ended up losing to her in the end. So I do think Becky, if you're going to blame her, I would blame more WWE not wanting her to lose a lot more than her being like, oh, I don't want to lose, because she tried to get a lot of women on TV that weren't really getting featured a lot, like Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. So I give Becky a lot of credit, but I'm going to go Becky retains here. She just won the title. Bayley, I would hate winning. Don't really see it happening right now. And then Lyra Valkyria just lost the title. So all in all, I think this will probably be the best pure wrestling match on the show. So we have what you could call a dream match. Tiffany Stratton against Trish Stratus for the WWE Women's title. It was one of them instances where they wanted to get some legends on the show. They always get Trish Stratus. I know some fans are kind of tired of her always coming back for these type of matches. But, I mean, besides her and Lita, you know, they don't really got a lot of women I don't think they can get right now that would agree to do a match. Nikki Bella as well. But other than that, I mean, if they want to bring back nostalgia, Trish Stratus is the most nostalgia they can get. She's facing Trish Stratus. A lot of people call Trish Stratus, or she's facing Tiffany Stratton, who a lot of fans call a younger version of Trish Stratus. I do think this match will be pretty good. Now, there's no build towards it. I know a lot of fans hate when there's no build towards a match. I'm one of them fans. I at least like to be invested somewhat. I am invested in the dream match concept of this match. But other than that, not much. I mean, Tiffany Stratton's going to retain. I don't see Trish Stratus having a need to win the title. Tiffany, I know a lot of fans have criticized her reign. They haven't really been the biggest fans of her title reign so far. She hasn't really done too much. And a lot of WWE's booking of the women's world champions, including her and Io, haven't really been the best. I feel like Tiffany's faced Nia Jax way too much over the last few months. So this is a new match for her. And is there a possibility Naomi cashes in during this? Maybe, but I don't see it happening yet. I do think these two women have really been wanting to face each other. They've teased it with backstage segments before. But I think Tiffany Stratton retains, and she moves on to her next, hopefully, new feud. I believe they're doing a draft relatively soon, which they need to do because they need to get some fresh feuds and stuff going on these shows. So I go Tiffany Stratton retains over the legend Trish Stratus in a very good match. So we have a women's fatal 4-way tag team title match. Let me make sure I don't botch any of these names because there's a lot of names to read off here. We have a 4-way for the women's tag titles. Raquel and Roxanne against Bliss and Flair, against Kabuki Warriors, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane, against Sol Ruka and Zarya, which a lot of fans, including myself, really enjoy the Sol Ruka and Zarya tag team. I think that tag team, if you see any of their posts on like Twitter and Instagram, they're hilarious. I mean, they're great as a tag team. So who do I see winning this match? So I don't really have a favorite going into this match. I do think Raquel and Roxanne are probably favorites to retain during this because they have Judgment Day holding all the titles again, and they want to have them having something go on. But it would not surprise me to see Bliss and Flair win this match. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Do I feel like it's a little too early for them as a tag team? Yeah, but WWE's not been shy of just being like, okay, these are two big names in the tag team. Let's throw the titles on them. Why not? It would not surprise me if they do that there. Kabuki Warriors, there's a chance they win. I don't know. I don't really see much of a, like, really reason, I guess, for them to win right now. And then Sol Ruka and Zarya, I think, are mostly in this match for the work. They're not going to win this, which I wouldn't hate if they did, but I just don't see. So really the only two teams I realistically see winning this match are Raquel and Roxanne and Bliss and Flair. But I'm going to go Raquel and Roxanne retain. I feel like they want to try to get this team a little bit more chemistry and going over the next few months. Obviously, Roxanne took over for Liv, like I said, so her and Raquel haven't tagged up a whole lot. So maybe they want to have them retain, get some of that chemistry over the next month or two, then drop the titles. And then when Liv comes back, her and Roxanne can have that big feud, which is still a while away, unfortunately. Liv's badly missed, in my opinion, on these shows. But I do think Raquel and Roxanne will retain, and it will be a very good 4-way match. So the next match, I don't really have a lot to say. A Battle Royal. I mean, do I have a prediction for the winner? No. I do just hope it's somebody who gets an opportunity. That's really all I hope. I saw Nikki Bella's in it. I really hope she don't win it. She don't need to get a #1 contender match or win a #1 contender match for the women's tag title. I would like to see somebody new. Even though Nikki Bella hasn't faced either of the champions, I just want to see someone fresh who hasn't really had an opportunity, win the match, get a match either against Io and Tiffany if they both retain on the show, and just, you know, fresh feuds and fresh opponents. That's all I've really been hoping for lately, and hopefully WWE gives that to us. So we have Naomi against Jade, which I predicted like a month ago they'd probably put this match on the card because since Jade did win the Queen of the Ring, which is good for her. She's going to face most likely Io Horie at SummerSlam, which is going to be cool, or Tiffany actually. We'll have to see. I think it's going to be Tiffany she faces. They've been teasing that more. So Naomi against Jade, no holds barred. This has been a very interesting feud. Naomi's done incredible work since he's turned heel. She's been a great Miss Money in the Bank. She's decorated the briefcase with the caution stuff. I just love the character work she's doing right now. It's a lot better than the Feel the Glow stuff. I feel like that really ran its course. And then Jade Cargill, listen, she's still very green. There's reports that she has heat backstage or did. Who knows if she still does. She's obviously using this to bolster her movie career. That's what she said before she even went here. So we'll have to see how this match goes. I actually enjoyed the WrestleMania match. I thought it was better than a lot of the matches on the card. I thought they had great chemistry, and they really had a solid match. So I hope this is another match that they cook. Who do I see winning? Unfortunately, and I'm not going to say unfortunately, but you know, Naomi's doing so well right now, but I see Jade winning just because she won Queen of the Ring. They don't really want to have her lose right now. I read a few months ago they were going to give her a big push going into this show, and they're probably going to finish this show with her getting a big push going into SummerSlam against Tiffany. So I'm going to say I need Jade win. I need Jade win. Man, that was some good grammar. I'm going to say Jade wins. And Naomi, they've done this with Money in the Banks before where they have them just lose and lose and lose. Not that Naomi's doing that, but I mean, you know, they always do that where they have like the Money in the Banks lose because they don't really feel like they need to win a lot of stuff. So I feel like that's going to continue here with Naomi. And Jade gets the win. It's going to be a gruel match. They're going to use a lot of weapons and just beat the living hell out of each other, as they should. This has been one of the big feuds in the women's division for a few months now. So I just hope they, you know, use a lot of weapons. I know the fans just want to see tables and all that stuff. I just feel like tables are so overdone in WWE now because they have the Slim Jim advertising on them. So they're just going to grab tables every single show, and somebody's going to go through a table, which it is what it is. But I'm going to go Jade Cargill wins this match. So we have 2 more matches left. We have the NXT Women's Championship, Jordynne Grace against Jacy Jayne. I'm pretty sure I spelled JC wrong. If I botched that, I apologize. Which is still surprising she's champion. That still shocked me. Against Jordynne Grace. Now, there's a part of me that believes Jordynne Grace could win this match. Now, I've been hearing that she's getting called to the main roster, though, so that's why I have my hesitation to say she's going to win. So I'm going to go Jacy Jayne retains here. It would not be a doubt in my mind if she has interference to help beat Jordynne Grace, because Jordynne Grace has been on a roll, and it's good to see the NXT Women's title get on the show. I think they deserve a lot of love as well. They're putting, Soul and Zarya on the show as well. So it's good to see some of the NXT women, because NXT Women's division has been the best it's been in years. I mean, it's incredible. And we're not even talking about half the talent that just got called up, like Stephanie McCure and Julia and names I'm forgetting. But yeah, Jacy Jayne, I go retain. I don't watch NXT a lot. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, during the Black and Gold era, I was hooked on NXT. There's just so much wrestling to watch during the week, and with me working overnights and stuff, I just, I don't have the time to watch all these wrestling shows. I don't have the CW, even though you can go watch on the CW app and everything. I just haven't really been invested in this era of NXT, which I probably should be. I've heard nothing but good stuff on it. If you guys want me to start doing NXT reviews and stuff on the channel, I will try to do that if that's something a lot of people are interested in. I just haven't really got around to doing that because I do, Raw shorts, SmackDown shorts, and AEW. Sometimes I'll do content on that. If you guys are also interested in seeing more AEW content or TNA content on the channel, make sure to let me know, because I'm open to all possibilities. It's just, there's so much wrestling during the week, it's hard to keep up. So yeah, I'm going to go Jacy Jayne retains. So we have Rhea Ripley against Io Sky, which I'm guessing this is going to be the main event. I could be wrong, and it might not be the main event. I'm not sure. For the WWE Women's World Title now, this is tough for me to predict. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, this is one of these matches where I could just see it going 50-50. It would not surprise me in the slightest to see Rhea Ripley win the title back. That would not even shock me to see her win it back. And Io Sky just hasn't had a good title reign. WWE has not really put a lot of effort into giving her fresh feuds. Really just, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is her first title defense since WrestleMania, which is actually insane. I mean, that's, 3-4 months she's even defended the title. Like, that's inexcusable for WWE, especially when she's on Raw and it's a 3-hour show. You have time to have her have at least one title defense a month, like at least one a month, and you can't even do that. It's just ridiculous. Sometimes WWE annoys me with the lazy booking sometimes, or the way they book champions. So who do I see winning, Rhea Ripley or Io Sky? Whew, man. I know WWE loves them some Rhea Ripley, but they love them some Io Sky. Like, I feel like this is going to be a last-minute booking decision between them, because Triple H can be like, man, I really like both these women. Who do I have go over in this match? Like, it's going to be one of them choices where you're like, if you were betting on the winner of this match, I don't even know who you should bet, because it's one of them choices. I'm going to go Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea wins the title back. I don't think Io Sky has gotten the love she deserves as champion. There's a reason for that. WWE didn't really see her as a long-term champion. Rhea Ripley, she hasn't really done a whole lot since losing the title, which I'm not mad at. I don't think, women or men in wrestling should always be in the world title scene 24/7, even when they lose it. Like, you want to give the fans a time to get a breather from a performer. I feel like they haven't really done that with Rhea Ripley. And I get it. It's Rhea Ripley. She's arguably the biggest star in the women's division, arguably the biggest women's star in the world right now in professional wrestling. So you always want to have her featured. I completely understand that. But you also want to give fans a breather from her as well in the world title scene, because you don't want to just have it where she's constantly just in the world title scene and she's winning world titles and she's just constantly there. And I've already seen a bunch of comments, Rhea Hogan, and she doesn't put anybody over and she doesn't sell, or I don't know. A lot of fans are just not happy with the way Rhea's been booked recently. I'm not irritated by it, but I see why some fans will be like, yeah, this is just getting old. We'll have to see, though. I'm predicting Rhea Ripley. I do think this match is going to be great. I enjoyed their match on Raw a few months ago where Io won the title before WrestleMania. It's tough, though, because this is a flip of a coin type of match. I wouldn't be surprised if Io won, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Rhea won as well. So we'll have to see. The build towards SummerSlam has already started. This is going to be a big-time, show going into SummerSlam next month because the winners of these matches are going to have huge implications on what we see at SummerSlam, especially the women's world titles, which I do think Tiffany's a slam dunk to win. This match, though, who knows? So let me know your predictions in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe for more wrestling content. Hopefully you guys enjoy the wrestling week. We got, like I said, WWE Evolution. We got WWE Saturday Night's Main Event, Raw, NXT, AEW, TNA, AEW, All In, you name it. We got wrestling shows. If you'd like to see me review some of them shows, let me know in the comments below. Peace.